Thanks to his athleticism, Leon is knocking out his opponent. The fighter takes his reward and leaves.
Hey, wait a minute, man. You ain't giving enough goddamn money, man. Hey, look here, boy. You're a good fighter, boy, but you can't count with the shit, goddamn it. Give me my goddamn money, hey!
The organizer follows him, not wanting to lose a profitable fighter. Unwilling to obey, Leon gets into a fight, as a result of which he manages to buy some time to jump into the car and make a run for it. The soldiers chase after him, but in the evening, they return to the adjutant with bad news because they failed to catch the deserter, and orders to send the men to the port just in case, because the sea is the only way out for Leon. The whole night Leon wades through the desert, and only in the morning he reaches the Gulf of Aden. The next day, the legionnaires scout the docks in search of Leon, but the deserter manages to remain undetected.
Hey!
It can be seen that the man really doesn't care about money this time now, but he cares about his friend's health. However, these words make Leon fly into a rage.
Wrong bet.
Leon rises up, and now really with his final strength left in him, he wins the most difficult and stunning fight with the support of the audience, including the legionnaires. Cynthia's in the cab. Joshua offers Leon to escort him to LA, as he doesn't know the local rules and could easily get into trouble. Leon finally agrees, but on one condition: no talks of fighting. Upon arrival to Los Angeles, Leon heads to the hospital, where he learns that his brother passed away a few days ago. While going up the stairs, Leon bumps into his brother's daughter. From the conversation, he learns that she is his niece.
My mommy told me not to.
Leon just hugs his friend and asks him to take care of his family.
Oh, Cynthia, darling, I just wanted to thank you for such wonderful advice.
Cynthia tries to make a quick getaway to avoid paying for the loss, but security finds her and leads her to the bookies. Leon says goodbye to his family. His niece tearfully doesn't want to let the guy go. He says he will never forget her, but he has no other choice. The comrades in arms hear this touching parting, then put him in the car and take him away. However, after driving a few meters, the car stops and the legionnaires let Leon go.
Get out. Good luck.
The joyful guy runs to his family. Interesting fact.
Get your ass back down below!
However, the minister says that he will simply send a letter of recommendation to the Los Angeles police, and if they have time between arresting drug dealers and serial killers, they will probably take up the case. Then the adjutant asks for help in sending his soldiers to the U.S. territory, because they are personally interested in his capture. Meanwhile, the ship with Leon is passing by New York, and has no intention of entering the port. Leon tells his employer,
"And you told me that ship's gonna go to Los Angeles."
But the man doesn't want to let the laborer go. Then, Attila bashes him in the liver and realizes from Leon's reaction that he has an injury there. With all the strength left in him, Leon gets up only to get dozens of crushing blows again. It's a sight that makes even his comrades in arms uncomfortable. It can be seen that the man really doesn't care about money this time now, but he cares about his friend's health. The girl seems about to have a tachycardia due to the unexpected turn of events. The legionnaires take Leon away. Joshua also places a bet, but since he knows Leon well, he bets on his fighter. In the end, only Joshua and Cynthia bet on Leon. After a short trash talk, the fight ends before it can even start. With a punch to the opponent's groin, Leon won the fight with a technical knockout. One of the spectators, while showing off to his lady, shouted a phrase that he would have easily beaten Leon.
I can kick this guy's ass. See this shit?
Frightened messengers leave, and Leon goes to the adjutant with this letter and a request for leave. The letter says that his brother's wife tried to call the unit, but no one told him about it. Leon says his brother's condition is grave and he could die any minute. The adjutant doesn't intend to let the soldier go, reasoning that they are on duty, and the war could start at any moment. He tells Leon not to make things worse, or his last 6 months of service could turn into 6 years. The lieutenant calls the adjutant a bastard, and in order to cool down the soldier's ardor induced by burning sun, the commander orders to put him in a box. This scene is noticed by local low-life robbers. They surround the guys in a dark back alley. However, Leon and Joshua jointly beat the bandits, who look more like fitness models.
Today's your lucky day, punk. Yeah, that's right.
This fight slightly unites the buddies. As he roams through the streets of the city, he wonders where he can get money to get to Los Angeles. All his attempts to reach his brother's wife via phone without any money are also unsuccessful. However, Leon notices a strange gathering under the overpass. He approaches the noisy crowd and sees that they have an underground fight club there, like the one organized by Kimbo Slice in his backyard. The fighters fight for a small reward, and gawkers place their bets with a local lame organizer named Joshua. The winner takes his money and refuses to continue fighting. The man immediately comes up with a better-sounding nickname for the fighter, Lion. A big man comes out from the crowd as he wants to test the strength of the newcomer. Having perfectly made the opponent lose his balance in an attempt of a hit, Leon throws a couple of punches at him, and then it becomes clear that there are no rules in these fights. Bold punches are thrown at the spinal column with both hands and knee. Over lunch, he learns that Leon wants to get to Los Angeles and promises to help him get there, but asks him to meet someone first. While Leon stands there not realizing what they are even doing here, Joshua tells the big guy that this young French boy is very good at fighting and should definitely be shown to some Cynthia. The meathead wants to get rid of the annoying guest and asks to call back later. But the spectators' crowd consists of not some simple working men, but the representatives of the social elite. Joshua tells Leon that this is his ticket to Los Angeles, since in underground fights, where the audience knows little about the fighters, it is really advantageous to have an unassuming appearance with excellent fighting skills to hoodwink the audience into placing bets. However, Leon states that he has no intention of fighting again. He only wanted to make some money to get to LA and for his first days in the States. A business meeting of informally employed people is taking place under a bridge, somewhere in a troubled neighborhood of Los Angeles. A guy purchases powder in a bag for $100, but as soon as he tries to apply it to his nasal lining, he realizes that it's just sugar. Whereupon he is kicked to the ground and doused with gasoline. The gang leader mercilessly sets the poor guy on fire. The flames cover the victim from head to toe. The man is brought to the hospital in a serious condition. The doctor informs the victim's wife that things are bad, and it will be difficult to save her husband. He asks her not to bring her daughter to the hospital again. The girl brings Leon to her mother and asks her,
Is he a stranger?
Nicole, go inside and draw with your crayons. Just for a minute, honey.
During their conversation, Helene blames Leon for all the troubles, for being late when she asked him to visit his brother before he died, as well as for helping him to avoid jail by taking the blame some time ago.
You had just kept your mouth shut and let him go to jail.
He was not enough strong to be in jail. It would have killed him.
Streets that you left him on are what killed him.
The girl chases Leon away.
You and Nicole, we family. You my only family.
He tries to help her with money, but Helene refuses to accept it. In the meantime, the Legionnaires are already monitoring Helene's location, but miraculously, they failed to catch Leon. When Joshua notices that the guy is in a bad mood, he takes him to a bar in order to unwind. They tell each other about themselves. It turns out that Joshua used to be a good fighter too, until Cynthia threw him to the mercy of a fiend who maimed him. Having drunk enough, Leon even managed to flirt with a local hottie. After the bar, Joshua takes him to a luxurious apartment and tells him that it belongs to an acquaintance of his who is now out of town. Leon falls asleep in his clothes on the bed. Leon wakes up in the morning to the creaking of the exercise machine. It turns out that this is Cynthia's apartment. The girl came to persuade the fighter. She ordered the servants to burn his clothes, after which they went shopping for new ones. In the process, Cynthia by all means tries to take Leon under her wing by seducing him and buying him expensive clothes. After wandering around the neighborhood and seeing a huge number of homeless people, including a little girl of the same age as his niece, Leon realizes that in this country, his loved ones can easily find themselves in the same situation. This makes him agree to the fights, and the guy asks Cynthia for one more favor. He needs to open a bank account for a non-existent person. He also says that he doesn't want to live in her apartment, as he will be a fighter now, and therefore he should live like a fighter, not like a padishah in luxurious mansion. Finally, he gets his first fight in Los Angeles organized. His opponent is a Scotsman in a kilt, who stretched out his hand as a greeting and sneakily poked Leon in the eye, getting an advantage in the fight. Due to that happening, the fight turned out to be very difficult and exhausting for Leon, but he eventually managed to win. In the end of the fight, he dragged the Scotsman to the car of his managers and brutally beat the shit out of him in front of them. The Legionnaires settle into the apartment right next to Helene's location. At that moment, Joshua comes to her disguised as an insurance agent. He tells her a legend invented by Leon that her husband supposedly had a secret insurance account for unforeseen emergencies. So, now she will be receiving a tidy sum every month. Her daughter asks Helene,
Does this mean I can have a bike?
Helene can't believe that her financial misery is now over. Joshua leaves and asks Helene just for one thing.
Oh, just do me one little favor. I know it's something that he would have wanted.
What is that?
Get the little girl a bike.
Meanwhile, Leon's popularity among betting fans is growing as he defeats opponents of different weight classes and styles, from wrestlers to representatives of outlandish styles such as capoeira. The odds are now in Leon's favor, and consequently, the results of his fights are becoming more and more predictable. One day, while jogging, Leon decides to see how his relatives are doing. Seeing his niece on a bicycle from afar, the guy breathes with a sigh of relief. However, at that moment he is spotted by the Legionnaires.
He's here.
They chase after him, but while they were leaving the building, Leon had already fled. The next day, Cynthia tries to find out from Joshua who Helene is and why she gets all the Leon's money.
Is he f***ing her?
Cynthia, you want hard, cold, sick you know that?
I asked you a question.
Bitch, the man don't even step inside her apartment. She don't know where the damn money's coming from.
In the end, the girl orders the man to make sure that Leon continues to fight. For that, she gives Joshua some money.